Welcome, my friends, to the premiere episode of the Jesus Geeks devotional. A few things to know about me. I have been a fan of science fiction and fantasy about as long as I've been a Christian. And over the years, I have read science fiction and fantasy through the lens of my faith and found that there were opportunities to see fantasy and fiction. I can see lessons in them that I could certainly share to somebody who might not be a Christian themselves, but as a fellow fan, I could certainly use the language. So let me share. This is probably one of the easier ones because the author himself was a Christian, but Tolkien, as in Lord of the Rings, specifically the first installment, The Fellowship of the Rings. And I call this devotional The Power of Pity. And our anchor verse: love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. 1 Corinthians 13:7. Although Smeagol could hardly be called a person, even when he was a hobbit, Gandalf's reply to Frodo's mourning in The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, what a pity that Bilbo did not stab the vile creature, Smeagol, when he had a chance, is key. Gandalf replies, it was pity, and it was capitalized in the original text, that stayed his hand. Pity, again capitalized, and mercy, again capitalized, not to strike without need. Be sure, Bilbo, that he took so little from the evil that escaped in the end, because he began his ownership of the ring, again capitalized, with pity, again capitalized. Bilbo's pity towards Smeagol actually protected Bilbo from the ring's corrosive power. Taking such a point about mercy, Tolkien is really taking a point to emphasize the power of mercy. It is little wonder that Tolkien once wrote that The Lord of the Rings was his most Catholic work. To be sure, these books are very Christian in theme, especially in the examination of good versus evil. I find it interesting that, as I said before, he capitalizes pity and mercy. I believe Tolkien did so to tell the reader that good and evil are not simply intellectual concepts. He personified mercy by capitalizing it. Remember the words of the Apostle John. He who does not love doesn't know God, for God is love. That was 1 John 4:7. Moreover, Psalm 46:1 declares, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, I do not believe it would be too much of a stretch to think that Tolkien is implying that by acting out of pity, love himself protected Bilbo from evil, the devil, the ring itself. Unlike Smeagol, who was quickly corrupted by the ring because his ownership of it began with murder and theft, which totally fits with Jesus' description of the aim of the devil, saying that, quote, he comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I came they may have life and have it abundantly. And that's John 10:10. That abundant life is full of power, of love that never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:8. Moreover, when faced with a challenge, love will rise to the occasion because it is endowed with the authority and dominion of God itself. Himself, I should say. So, if you are faced with dealing with someone who is difficult, choose the most powerful path of all by tapping into the power of love himself. I pray that blesses you. And I know the path of love is not the easy path, but it is a path of protection. And I pray that you do experience that precious protection. Until next time.